Doctor, please can you introduce SAARC Development Fund as the SAARC apex body responsible for serve as the umbrella financial mechanism for all SAARC projects and programs covering year of formation, mandate, aims and objectives, brief history, performance so far.
Okay, Ruth, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Let me tell you briefly about the SAARC Development Fund. This fund was established in 2010 during the 16th SAARC Summit which took place in Thimphu. This fund was inaugurated by the heads of the 8 governments, and this is basically a charter body. This charter is being ratified by the 8 parliaments, and we are having a 3-tier system. At the top, this consists of the 8 finance ministers, what we call it as a governing council, and below that there is a board of directors which consists of senior bureaucrats from the Ministry of Finance. Then we have a SAARC Development Fund Secretariat which is located in Thimphu in Bhutan. This is our governing structure. As far as the capital base is concerned, we have a authorized capital of 1.5 billion US dollar, and the paid up capital as on date is $397 million, and then we have a voluntary contribution in form of $102 million. That's a portfolio of the capital, and out of this total capital structure, we have committed around $73 million for some of the project, cross-border project which is right now going on. Out of that, we have already disbursed $44 million. Now, SDF has a 3 funding window: social, economic, infrastructure window. Social window is right now fully activated. Economic infrastructure window is going to be activated very shortly. Under social window, we have 11 projects which are right now going on. All these are the cross-border projects, and we have committed around $73.4 million. Out of that, $44 million has been disbursed, as I told you earlier. So these are the projects which are successfully implemented in various fields, which includes like women empowerment, health, education, agriculture, as well as WASH also, that is the water, sanitation, hygiene, and some of the other projects related to the stopping of the violence against women and children in South Asia. So some of the projects on the verge of completion, whereby the social audit is going to take place, and some of the projects are yet to be activated also, especially like setting up the toll-free helpline, and some projects are in the middle stage of the implementation process. These projects have really provided regional integration and economic cooperation among the South Asia. Now we have the other 2 windows also, the investment windows, what we call it economic window and infrastructure window. Here we have received some bankable projects from the SAARC member states, and we are very actively considering to start the activation of this window by the year end. And some projects are going to be energy oriented, and some projects are going to be the cross-border transport oriented, and some of the projects we have received recently that is related to the agriculture also, especially in the economic and infrastructure window, whereby the production will take place in one member state, they will send it to the other member state where the value addition will take place. From value addition, it will go to the other part of the SAARC. So they are providing the regional integration and economic cooperation. As you know that our mandate is to promote regional integration, economic connectivity, enhancing the quality of the life of the common people, plus welfare of the people in South Asia, including social, economic development impact has to be provided, poverty alleviation has to be done by us. These are the key factors for which we are right now working. That is the mandate what we have as on date. Now, apart from these 3 investment windows, we are going to launch very shortly Social Enterprise Development Program, which is a country-oriented program. Under this program, we have a collaboration with the World Bank also. World Bank is helping us as a technical partner. So we are going to fund Social Enterprise Development Program in each SAARC member states. Our target is to take up 8 to 10 social enterprises. So we are going to fund around 80 to 100 social enterprises in all the SAARC countries. So then we have another interesting program which is the country-oriented, which we have yet to work out the final mechanism of working, which is known as funding of the micro, small, medium enterprises. So we are going to identify some industrial clusters in each member state which are going to be funded by us. We will not fund directly to them, but we will fund by providing a line of credit to one particular bank or financial institution in each country. That particular institution will fund further down the line to various industrial clusters of that particular country, like garment cluster in Bangladesh, or maybe some other cluster in other member states also. So this is the 2 interesting program which we are going to launch it very shortly, which will certainly provide the social development impact in SAARC countries. So this is the way we are going ahead, and hopefully we will certainly achieve our strategic goals of the charter as well as the strategic goal of SAARC countries also. Now, let me tell you one more important thing which is very important, which everybody wants to know. What is the mechanism of funding? So, mechanism of funding under the 3 windows is that social window we need 50% funding. SDF can fund up to the total cost of 50% of the project. Balance 50% can be funded by the borrower or the applicant. And the other sectors like the economic infrastructure sector, in these 2 cases there should be co-funding element. The co-funding element has to be there. SDF want to act as a co-funder. The co-financing we are going to do under these 2 windows. And we have other option also, like in due course of the time we could become a lead manager also in these 2 type of the windows also. So, 50% funding in the social sector, economic infrastructure window, it could be co-funding, and that at least 2 countries has to be involved in the economic infrastructure window. The project has to be originated from 1 country, but you should provide the direct benefit to at least 1 more country, as our mandate is to promote region as a whole, not in one particular country. So, like that direct benefit you could define like in a form of equity participation, or maybe the import of the technology, or the supply of the raw material, supply of the plant machinery, or supply of the human resources also, or supply of the even engineering and consulting services also. It could be in different form of rendering the services and involving 1 more country. In the same way, in the social window we have to involve at least 3 countries. 3 country involvement has to be there, co-funding has to be there, plus 50% of bearing of the cost in the form of a co-funding has to be there. So, this is the way we are going ahead as far as the mechanism of funding is concerned. But in the other 2 program, which is I have told you, that is micro, small, medium enterprise, which is going to be launched sometime early part of the next year, whereby it would be loan only. But in the case of social enterprise development program, which is going to be launched very soon by year end 2017 only, we could be offering initially grant, and later on we can offer grant loan combination, and then the entrepreneurs can go and raise the fund also from the capital market. Here the competition will be created online, and we will be funding a pilot project, and apart from pilot project it could be replicated in due course of the time in different part of the South Asia.
Please share some of the progress of few projects that have been funded by SDF.
Let me take this opportunity to tell you that one of the project I can call it as my flagship program, which is the women empowerment, which is focusing mainly the home-based workers of South Asia. This is the program which is implemented in 7 countries, which has provided the regional integration and opportunity for all the 8 countries to work together by setting up number of common activities like the trade facilitation center. We have set up 9 trade facilitation center. We have set up 45 CFC, that is the community facilitation center also, whereby we provide the raw material and other basic infrastructure facility to the unprivileged class of women in South Asia in different countries, and they produce the product and they market the product as made in SAARC countries. So, some of the project are already reached to the break-even point, and they have started exporting to the advanced market also. This project is known as the SABA project. So, this project is our flagship program. As a matter of fact, some of the business school in US, they are studying how this project has provided the regional integration and economic cooperation among member states. Apart from that, there is another project which is very interesting, that is the setting up the community e-center. This is also implemented in 5 countries, and Bhutan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Nepal, they are very actively involved in this project, and this is offering the community e-services to the remote areas where the people cannot come out, even the villages also. So, under this we have offered them like G2C, government to customer, and B2B all services also. So, some of the people who have started getting the money also by sitting in the remote areas, some people started getting the basic information about the how to enhance the productivity, how to work out the new product mix, how to adopt the new technology, and the basic information related to the farming sector also. So, these people have been trained, and even the trainers have been trained and funded by us. We have given them some infrastructure, we have given them some hardware also, and provided them some connectivity among the different region of the country. For example, in Maldives, the Maldives has got so many islands. Through this community e-centers, they all get connected, and they now we are getting connected with the outside world also. So, this project is also one of the very important projects. Apart from that, there are other 2 projects also. I will tell you very briefly. That is in agriculture sector. One is the post-harvest management, which is on the verge of completion. This is also involving 6 countries as a matter of fact. There is another project which we call it setting up the cold storage facility for the small farmers, especially in the rural areas, because just to mitigate the losses even after the production and keep some perishable goods for a longer period of time to reach to the market. So under these two projects of agriculture, we have provided them basic information, technology adoption, plus infrastructure creation, supply of the equipment, consumables also, plus we have given them an opportunity to get into connected with through market linkage also, to enhance their capacity to go out of the country also. So this is the two agriculture oriented projects are there. Then one education oriented project is there, that is the Master of Rehabilitation Science. It's originated from Bangladesh. Hereby we are funding the scholarship to the students from SAARC member states, and we have created some infrastructure also, which is known as the international hostel for the student from SAARC member states. So the two batches has already passed out. The first batch was very successfully done the thing. Now it is going third batch is in progress. So this is the another project. Then we have a project like what you call WASH, water hygiene and sanitation. This project is also on the verge of completion. Then some of the other projects are also there related to women empowerment development. So all these areas are the social window sector, which is doing extremely well.
Power and energy sectors are covered by the funding by SDF.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, energy is the focus area for funding under the economic infrastructure window, because you know that South Asia is the place where the energy shortage is there. In all the SAARC member states, energy shortage is there, except the Bhutan. Bhutan is the only has the surplus production and which is supplying mainly to India under their bilateral agreement. So energy is very focus area for funding by SDF under the economic infrastructure window, especially the renewable energy like solar energy, wind energy. These are the areas we are looking forward to fund the project, and which will be the focus area for us for the next 1 or 2 years time.
What kind of power and energy sector projects are more likely to be eligible for the funding by SDF?
As I told you, the renewable energy is the focus area. Under the renewable energy, it could be solar and wind energy.
How to seek funding by SDFs?
Funding can be sought by any borrower from SDF. Our basic mechanism of funding is already uploaded on our website. They could write to us also. We could give them all the complete information. The prescribed formats are there, detailed project reports are required. Plus on the top of that, they could get in touch with us directly, and we are in a position to receive the project round the year. So anytime they could approach to us and we could fund them.
So what are the future plans of SDF, sir? Is there any accessible or effective progress on the future plans and all, sir?
Yeah, the SDF is work out their strategic plan, what we call it strategic plan 2020. Under that, we have identified the strategic goals, strategic action which are supposed to be taken by us for the short term, for the long period of time, and we are working on that. This matter is under active consideration of management of SDF. Under this system, our topmost priority as on date is that to activate the economic infrastructure window at the earliest possible time, because we have already received the bankable projects. Our credit policy is ready, our pricing policy has been worked out. So hopefully the 2-3 projects will be activated very shortly. Then we are going to be in the lending business. Once we are in the lending business, we are going to for rating of our institutions as a lender in South Asia. When the lending has been done, rating has been done, then we have to go to the capital market to raise the fund also and mobilize new funds also, especially for the bigger size of the project, especially in the case of infrastructure. Infrastructure is a capital intensive. A lot of capital is needed. SDF is a small fund. As I told you that our authorized capital is $1.5 billion, and as on date our total capital is around $485 million. So infrastructure requires a lot of funds. So we have to mobilize new funds also. In the recent time, we are taken some of the initiative and talking to our strategic partners also. The strategic partners, which includes, we have signed the agreement with the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, UNDP, and some of the other development institutions are also in touch with us from all parts of the world, and they are going to help us to act as a co-funder in due course of the time. But in the initial period of time, we are targeting to work along with the small regional funding institutions with whom we could work together, where the bigger institutions are not in a position to fund it. So we want to make it a difference by funding in those projects, whereby the SDF visibility has to be there. SDF should be taken as the regional level funding institution which can fund SAARC programs as well as SAARC projects also.
Please share your vision on close cooperation between SDF and SAARC Energy Center in a bid to improve the lives of the people of South Asia.
Yeah, SAARC Energy Center is our strategic partner, and recently the SAARC Energy Center officials visited our office also, and we are looking forward to work along with them. We have to work together in order to provide the regional integration and face the challenges of the energy shortage in South Asia. There's a lot of opportunities are there, and their strategic goal, our strategic goal are almost common. So we have to cooperate, we have to work together in order to identify some bankable project which can be funded by SDF. So we are looking forward to work along with them, and do hope that in the near future they would be in a position to submit us some bankable project. So there's a lot of opportunities whereby both these institutions can make a difference for South Asia.
What message would you like to convey to the people of South Asia with respect to the mission of SAARC?
The message which I could say, that SDF is the institution which can make a difference for South Asia. SDF has the mandate to promote the region as a whole, and SDF is right now having some capabilities, some skills, some capital base, and we have a mandate to promote the region. So I look forward to get some bankable projects, because SDF main focus is to provide the regional integration through project funding and collaborations. So we can make a difference. As you know that South Asia is the place where most happening place, we can call it, most happening place, the growth of GDP is highest in comparison to any other region of the world. Here the youth, the talented people, skilled people are very much available, but they are not getting the right opportunity. So we have to provide the opportunity for working together, and this region has the special region whereby all the part of the world is looking forward to invest it also. So a lot of opportunities are there in South Asia. In the current circumstances, SDF can make a very big difference by acting as a centralized catalyst funding institution, what we call it as an umbrella funding institution for SAARC programs and projects. So SDF is in a very strong position. We need the support of all the member states, and we are very much confident that we could become a vibrant and professionally managed funding institution for SAARC region.